Welcome everyone to the main journey, a way for you to join me on a learning journey through life. My name is Samuel Main, and today we welcome Mark Savant to the show. Welcome, Mark. Thank you for joining me. So for my audience, it's majority some people in entrepreneurs starting a business. It's also some people follow for the health and fitness aspect too. So why podcasting? Why is that a valuable form for someone who may be starting a business or be looking to push their personal brand? Why is it so powerful?
Right. So it depends. Honestly, it depends on your business because there's different strategies that you can implement depending on what's working now, what you have planned for the future. Part of the reason that podcasting is so powerful is because it lets you connect with your listeners on a deeper level. It allows people to get to know you on a deeper level. You know, seeing a 15-second Instagram reel, you're not going to be able to relate anything meaningful that way. You know, seeing a little picture of you in front of your car or in front of a plane or whatever, like that doesn't actually provide value. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a podcast. It could be a YouTube channel. It could be like LinkedIn live videos that you do. It could be Clubhouse rooms or Twitter spaces that you hold. But what I think is important is that you have a place where you can have short, quick engagement with your avatar, right? Your optimal client. And that's your Instagram, that's your LinkedIn, that's your TikTok. You want one of those, but you need to have one place where your long form content lives. Like the YouTube, the live, the podcast. But one of the reasons I love podcasting is because it lives forever. People still go back and they listen to my episodes that I did years ago. You know, if you're doing a live video, it's harder for that to work. So that's one of the reasons I love podcasting. It's also great for SEO. It's great for your website and you know, improving your rankings there. There's so many benefits, Sam. There's so many benefits. You know, and depending on your business, you might take your show in a different way. You know, but it's really powerful. I'm going to give you actually one more way that people don't really think about, but can be a really good way to leverage a podcast from day one. Because most people, when you think about launching a podcast, you're like, okay, maybe in a couple of years, I'll be able to make a little bit of money from sponsors, right? Yeah. It doesn't need to be that way. Probably one of the best ways to leverage a podcast is to get on phone calls with your ideal client. Okay. Normally when you're reaching out, and this goes back to the sales talk we're talking about. Normally when I'm reaching out to someone, I've got to email them. I've got to DM them. I'm calling them, cold calling, all that junk just for them to say, no, I don't want to get on a 30-minute call to learn about your service. But when you flip that and you say, hey, I love what you're doing, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client. I love what you're doing. I'd love to bring you onto my podcast to highlight your skills, right? And then you don't sell them, you just highlight them and show the world how amazing this person is. And then eventually they're going to turn around and say, well, what do you do? Well, it's funny you ask. I just so happen to offer the perfect solution to the problem that you and your company face. So it's a good way of using this tool. Day one is a way to build and develop relationships with your ideal client.